Good evening. Welcome. Welcome to another video. Tonight, we're gonna do something that I've never done on this channel. And let's just do a little coloring. I've done some art ones in the past where I would draw pictures, but I've been trying to find some things that are a little different. And I saw this coloring book, and I know I've mentioned several times that I love kind of like a spooky aesthetic, but I like it to be cute. So this has a lot of little ghosts and kind of cute spooky things that we can color. So on the cover it says little spooky cute, comfy, coloring book. It's got a cute ghost who looks like he's out in the rain, and there are quite a few black cats that are taking refuge under his umbrella. So let's find a picture. So I got the version with the spiral center so that the book would hopefully sit like flat. And so far I like it, although I did not like how much extra it cost just for this little spiral bit, but that's okay. It's nice that it sits flat, and that's kind of what I was going for. So I'm just going to read one of these little guys over here. Color yourself happy in today's demanding world. Managing our mental health is vital. Recent years have taken a toll on us all, and that's why immersing ourselves in art has become an essential part of our self-care routine, bringing joy and inner peace. And then it just sort of goes about paper choices and sharing your artwork. But this book belongs to Morika ASMR. So we have a little ghost, and he has a lasso, and he's riding a goose. So that's adorable. We have a nice tester page. I kind of went through a few different things. I tried some alcohol markers and some sort of more standard water-based markers and crayons, and I sort of settled on colored pencils. I liked the sound that they made, so we'll go ahead and do that first. Maybe in the future we'll use other things, but not today. So we have a variety of little things that we can test our colors with, but we're going to skip that for now, I think. So let's find one. So So I sort of took a little glance through it already, and this first one for me was a pretty strong contender. You have a ghost. It was a kitty on his head, and they're eating donuts. You have a jealous ghost in the window. I'm not 100% sure, but the next one was also a very strong contender. You have a ghost in the bath, and they're reading a story called Human Stories instead of Ghost Stories. So I'm just going to flip through some of these until I find the one. I think there was one other one that I was sort of thinking. I do think this was one of them as well. He's just kind of in his room or her room and coloring some cute things. Love it. Adorable. So cute. I mean, honestly, they're all so cute. It's hard to choose. This one was also really cute. I do kind of like this one. You're a little crow and skull with a mushroom. There's the ghost with the goose. Oh yeah, I think this is the other one. A ghost with pizza. Pizza, pizza, pizza. I think we'll go and choose that first one. I don't know, I like it. You know, actually, maybe that's a little too much for one. I've changed my mind, guys. Let's do that rainy one. This guy right there. Alright, so let's start with the crow. So I'm looking for, I sort of have like a mixture of colors here. I think we've got a blazing blue. I don't know if I really have a black. I wonder if I used it all. A lot of purples. Maybe we'll go with sort of let's see, this is a smoky purple. That's okay, that would be a good one. So we'll kind of color the bird kind of like a smoky purple. Yeah, that looks nice. And I'm gonna add like a little darker kind of towards some of those edges. And I think I'll color like the bottom just like a really dark. Pretend he's in shadow. Maybe I'll have my light coming more like from that direction, I think. That'd be good. So he'll be kind of a little more in shadow here. Yeah. And then I'm gonna color like the bottom half pretty dark. There we are. So I think for his feet on the bottom, I'm going to use this sort of slate gray. I'm also going to color his beak that as well. There we go. And then I'm just gonna color like a little, I'm gonna add some green in there. I don't know, it just seems like a kind of a fun color to add. And then I'm gonna take like this, what is it, golden mustard. I don't know why, but I really love this color, like yellow. It's just so rich and I love it. I'm just gonna kind of go over some of like the lighter areas with that, I think. Just give it a little extra interest, I guess. Here we go. I like it. Yeah. He's fun. Alright, what color should I color the scarf? I honestly think maybe I'm gonna go with this mustard yellow. I really love it. And then maybe something a little more green fern. Let's see, it'd be like yellow and green. I don't know if I like that actually. Maybe I won't do green with the yellow. Maybe I'll do like an orange. Oh, except for this one, which is pumpkin orange. That would have been nice. I didn't sharpen any of these. And it definitely needs to be sharpened. Let me see if I can find another one. Okay, it's not orange, but it's like, it's called Wildfire. So, I think that one's okay. So let's go ahead and we'll do like every other. It'll be a little like Gryffindor though, wouldn't it? I don't know. I haven't seen that in a long time. I can't remember. We're gonna go for it anyway. Oops, that's actually part of the mushroom. Huh, that's okay. Oh, that's a really bright red. That's okay. We'll be okay. think I'm gonna just lay these down as base colors and add something else. Maybe like a brown, just to kind of dull it up a little. Yeah. What is this? A deep plum. Well, it's not brown, but actually I think that might look nice. Purple and yellow are like complementary colors. I don't know. I really like to work. Oops. That's okay. I like to work with like complementary colors. I don't know. They complement each other, guys. They look good together. Yeah, I like that. Do the same here. And since we're being obvious, let's just do green against our red. Yeah, those are kind of nice little shadow colors. And then I'm gonna take that blazing blue and I'm gonna lay those down as sort of like my actual shadow colors. So like this is gonna be kind of like a hard shadow because the light's kind of coming from that direction. So it's gonna be more on the bottom. And then maybe more like in the back. Like that. Yeah. We're going a little crazy with the color, but that's okay. I don't mind it. We're gonna keep it to the bottom of both of these colors and to the edge. Yeah, I don't know, I just like it. Maybe we'll smooth this one out a bit more. There. Okay. Next I'm gonna use like a little bit of that slate gray to add like a little bit of shadow to my ghost. So even though I'm gonna keep him white, I kind of want to give him like a small amount of shadow, but just like a little bit. Nothing crazy. Just add like a little bit of interest on his body. You know, just to kind of give the illusion that he's folding up a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Same thing here. He'll be kind of like a glowing white ghost, like he won't be see-through or anything. There we go, just a little bit. And then maybe a little on the bottom here too. Kind of right where the scarf meets the eyes. There we go. Okay. Next, I think we'll do the little like mushroom over here on the side. Okay, let's see. I definitely want like a nice red, which I don't have a good red either. Well, here, we'll just do like red, where it's about as red as you can get, which to me looks a little like an orangey red. So I will do that for the mushroom, and we're gonna leave the spots white. I'm gonna do this one, I think, like a really solid color. There we go. And then I'm gonna also color like this little under area red, but I'm gonna come back in with the green to kind of dull it down like it's a shadow. I think the underside of these are actually white, but I just want to fill it in with something like that. So I might add a little more on the top as well. Just a little bit. Okay. And then the actual kind of mushroom here is usually white, but I'm gonna add a little bit of that slate gray again, I think. Oops. Kind of got really after that one. There we go. Okay, so this skull, I'm gonna try to find like an off-white, more of like a yellow, and then maybe like kind of highlight it a little bit with like an actual white, just because bones are sort of not white unless they're like bleached. So let's just kind of do it a little bit off white, which I think is really hard to see on the camera, but it is sort of more like this yellow. So maybe we won't bother highlighting it with this because I don't know if we can really see it. But actually no, we're gonna go more like with a brown, I think. I hope you guys can see that. I can see it from my side, but I think sometimes the camera just doesn't pick things up sometimes. I feel like I have to color it pretty dark. Maybe darker than I would otherwise color it. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay. Next I think we'll let's do like this thing there. I want to do like an orange. I think that would look nice. Kind of be like for fall leaves. I'll do like an orange with a little splash of red, because I really like the fall leaves. They are sort of like yellow, and then they fade to like a little bit of orange, and then at the tips they've got like almost like a burgundy red. I don't know what kind of trees those are, but I love them every fall. Okay. Okay. I mean, you could argue that maybe that should have been green, but I'm just not going to go for it. Let's see, I'm looking for a red, a red, a red, a red. This one, we'll go with this one again, that wildfire. And I'm just going to really kind of go for some of those areas on the sides. There's like a little hidden heart in there. I like it. And then maybe when this is done, we'll kind of go through with like a yellow and just highlight it a little bit. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm gonna go for like a kind of, let's do the apricot yellow. And I think that'll just make some of those areas look a little more rich. Might be hard to see on the camera. But it gives it kind of more of an ombre kind of look, which is nice. Like fire. I'm gonna give this one more of like an actual green. And then I'm going to do a little brown kind of around the outside of it. As you know, sometimes leaves will fall even though they're not colored yet. And they'll just sort of go brown. Or there's certain trees like oak trees and things like that that they'll turn brown instead of any like, pretty color. So there's that. And I think I'll just go and do all of those. And I'll make this vine brown because it's fall. It's not vibrant anymore. Alright, and honestly I think I'm going to color all the other leaves green as well. Because in the beginning of fall you have a really nice mixture. Lots of bright reds and yellows, but you also still have a pretty healthy dose of green. Almost done here. Got a couple more. gonna go ahead. I'm actually gonna do like I'm gonna do more of a yellow, I think, for some of these leaves. See if I can even see that. Not so much. Maybe I'll do more like red. Be like starting to change a little bit. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna give the vines kind of a little sprucing up as well. Just in a couple of spots, I think. There. And then I'm gonna go with a sort of darker blue for my raindrops, but I want them to be like a vibrant crimson-y blue. Crimson, goodness gracious, I'm tired, guys. More like a cerulean blue. Alright, so those are all the raindrops. I think for the curtains I'm going to go with more of like this. Let's see, I want to grab like a gray, like a darker one. Here's espresso. And I'm going to color these kind of dark, I think. There we go. It's not terribly even, though, I will say. Yeah, I like that. There we are. And then I'm going to do like a purple for the inside. There we go. Okay. Okay, guys. I think I'm kind of happy with that. I'm going to leave these as white. I just think that looks nice, but other people could change them if they want. But I'm going to leave mine here. So my little ghost who's watching the bird. Alright, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. Good night.